say you love me. I be saying get money, get money. I be on it, cause I'm getting to the money. You ain't doing nothing for me, so it's forever and get money.
All right. Happy Monday. Happy Monday rolling out. Happy Monday, YouTube. This is your girl, Crystal, with Rolling Out. This is Reality Check on a Monday. And welcome, welcome, welcome. Come on in. Trust me, we have an exciting show for you guys. Tonight, we're going back to back with a 7 o'clock and a 9 o'clock. But we got to get to business because tonight's guest, we got some questions. We got some questions for actress Christine Horn. Now, if you are hearing the name Christine Horn, when I heard the name, I believe I interviewed her years ago because I remembered the name. And then I looked at where I knew her from and I was like, oh my goodness. So before I bring this lovely lady on, I'm going to go ahead and play this clip. And for all my BMF fans, you're going to get what I'm saying. We're going to have some questions for Miss Christine Horn. We're going to bring her up right after this. But first, we're going to have to play a clip and see what Miss Christine Horn has been getting into. Check it out.
How you doing, Charles?
Woman, you playing with fire. I told you me saw you at the strip club that night.
He does not strike me as someone...
That's beside the point. I don't want us getting caught.
Well, neither do I. But the more dangerous, the wetter I get. See for yourself.
Okay, listen, maybe we can't keep sticking around like this.
Oh, what if I don't want to stop? We're having way too much fun together.
Listen, maybe we can get a room. But no more surprises?
Oh, hotel's a great idea. You know, the Easy Rest has those vibrating beds. You're gonna love where my lips go.
All right, now come on now. Save it for the Easy Rest.
All right, just shame. Mabel, just shameful. Let's bring Christine on. Girl.
All you do is shake my head as I watch it.
Well, first of all, happy Monday. And thank you so much for joining us on Reality Trek. The beautiful Christine Horn. She is not Mabel. She is not Mabel. But I know you have got to be hearing it from viewers because we are all over Charles. Over it. How is this? First of all, congratulations on being on one of the shows that definitely is one of these content pushing shows that is constantly going viral. People are always talking about the show. That's a huge blessing to be on a show that constantly is a trending topic, right?
Absolutely. Yes, for sure. And thank you for having me, Crystal. I know this was a long time coming, so I appreciate your time and everyone watching. Yes, this has been a journey, you know, and I was a fan of BMF the first season. So being able to join in such a fun character with the arc that Mabel has been a wild ride. You know, the fans are not quiet. They let you know how they feel, whether it's on Twitter, social, Instagram, Facebook. I hear about it. I see skits, reenactments. I get marriage proposals. I get called all kinds of names. It's been everything under the sun, which just tells me that I did a good job.
Yeah, you did a very good job. You did a very good job. But what were you thinking? Because you have had I would say the blessing of being able to be on several shows that are constantly trending topics. We're going to talk about Snowfall in a minute. But thinking of BMF, you said you were a fan of the first season. What was going through your head when you got the call and you looked at the script and you saw what Mabel was up to?
Well, you know, actually, no, honestly, the audition script did not give you all the clues to what Mabel was up to.
Okay.
So it says she was vivacious, the life of the party, a friend of the family.
Yeah.
And that's kind of honestly all it said, which is a good tip for any actors out there. But what I saw was it also said possible nudity. And I said, well, hold up now. Well, who's she getting nude with? So, so I put two and two together and just made my own assumptions that it was probably with Charles, and even though it wasn't part of the audition script. So when the producers offered it to me, I actually paused and told my team, "Hey, I'm not going to say yes yet. I need to see what's this story about? Because I've seen the shows. I need to know." And they were really gracious and took a meeting because they really wanted to let me know what the story arc for Mabel would be. And once they explained it, I was so intrigued. I was so excited about it. Also because I knew at the forefront, the first thing we would think is homewrecker. She's just a homewrecker. Yeah. So for me as an actor, I was like, well, what makes her this way? And what has she been through? And what's her pain? Like all that stuff that people don't really care about, but helps to make a really layered character. So that's what drew me to the story. And for me, the intimate moments that happened just felt in alignment with the story that was being told. Yeah. And, you know, honestly, I feel like Charles's character, he was going to have an affair with somebody. Now, somebody at the church, whether it was somebody at the grocery store, it was going to be somebody. I just think Mabel, you know, she came in and saw her opportunity and definitely, you know, jumped in on it.
Yeah. Well, you know, I'm intrigued by that. This channel, we have the opportunity to talk about relationships all the time, right? And so I think, you know, it's interesting to me to hear what you said initially about, you know, trying to figure out what creates that, because regardless of how we hate seeing it, right? We know that it's a real thing. And we know that marriages and relationships often have interference. We'll put it like that. And there's a reason for that. And there also, I think most women, especially women of a particular age, you have probably been the woman that's gotten cheated on. And for whatever reason, either knowingly or unknowingly, may have been the woman that was cheated with. So I would love to hear what is, you know, because we're obviously upset with Mabel because the public has fallen in love with the idea of Charles and his wife and the fact that she is such a good mom. I think even more so than Charles, because we kind of over Charles. Right. But the fact that we see his wife being this good Christian woman, her sons is just going on to the streets and, you know, she can't control them. She's clinging to control. Yeah. So I don't think people often think about what is going on in the personal life. Or like, what are those layers behind the woman that we've labeled the homewrecker, because she has a personality, she has pain, she has triumph. There's something that's driven her to this point as well. So can you give us, just from, you know, the fictional aspect, what is happening with Mabel that made her so excited about going after so brazenly her neighbor's husband?
Oh, I'm so glad you asked this question. You know, for me, in the creation of Mabel, I was asking the same question and wanting to find that truth. So what I definitely know is she is divorced. She was in a relationship with her ex-husband where they were swingers. And with even if it's an open relationship, there are rules. And those rules got broken, right? So there was betrayal there. And what I truly believe is that Mabel is in search of love. What she really needs is some self-love and some time with herself to get to know herself and value herself. But she hasn't done that work yet. Yeah. And so I think she just gets bored and she goes on a conquest. Like it's just the thrill of the hunt. And so as we see, as the season progresses, when things are not as exciting, things are not happening, quarters ain't working how they're supposed to, where they're supposed to, you know, makes her think, well, shoot, here I go again, sabotaging yet another relationship, not just platonic, but the romantic relationship as well. Right. So I think we're just really looking at a really hurt woman who does know her power, who does know she is vivacious in the life of a party and she can be commanding and get what she wants. And when she sets her eye on something, she's used to getting what she wants. Right. And not caring who she hurts in the process. And I do believe there are moments of regret and remorse, but they're not strong enough to stop her from doing it in the first place.
Right. Let me ask you this question, because this is fascinating to me, this idea, because like I said, this is real life. That's what makes these stories that we see so relatable, and people get so excited and so emotionally triggered because we know that this happens in real life. Yeah. What do you think that Mabel noticed in Charles? Because obviously she recognized that he needed attention, right? Because we see her really playing into him, and Charles has come alive. You know, he seemed sullen and really like, you know, just beat down, and he hasn't been able to be as successful. He's not able to protect his family. He's not able to really provide for his family in the way that probably he would want to. But Mabel was able to key in on something, and we see him just almost
smiling at the kitchen sink.
Yes, yes.
I think it's what happens, and I think this is why people are very triggered by Mabel. It's the thing that we are ignoring in the day to day. Someone else can see. One person's trash is another person's treasure, right? So she sees the wounded dog, right? She sees the man there's some loyalty there. Like, he is really trying to show up for his family, which is very attractive. She sees a man who can fix things. He's good with his hands, right? I mean, it's some of those basic things that maybe his family, his wife, have taken for granted. So I think just those basic core moments, I think, and just knowing how to make him feel special in that moment is what got him to succumb to her tricks.
Well, if you're just tuning in, of course, this is Rolling Out's Reality Check, and we are talking with the beautiful actress Christine Horn. Now, we could just finish grilling her about her character Mabel in BMF, but you also have played a very fascinating character in another trending topic show, Snowfall, as well, Black Diamond. Now, I'm interested to hear what is the psychology behind Black Diamond, because Black Diamond was more ruthless than some of the guys. Come, hey, what I got to do? I didn't kill this person. Fine, give me my reward. Like, she was on some other stuff. So let's talk about Black Diamond and that role, because Black Diamond obviously has met her demise and she's no longer with us. But she definitely was a hard rock. She was a rock. So how did you kind of get into character to play a ruthless woman that we usually don't see women play those types of ruthless roles? So what was that like?
Yeah, and that's what made first exactly what you just said. We usually don't see that, and that again drew me to this character. I auditioned for Snowfall every single season.
I don't blame you.
Even in season 4, when I booked Black Diamond, I read for other roles that season. So I was so grateful that Black Diamond is the one that came to light. But for me, again, it goes back to what's her truth here. At the core of it, this is a mother who's on her hustle, who would do anything for her family. She don't care. Her only loyalty is to her family and taking care of her own. And that's period. So when we first meet Black Diamond, we see she's a stripper. But we in our story, we made them nurses turn strippers because the money was better in stripping. And then when we got to in season 4, got to take down Khadijah and started working with Franklin, we really didn't care. Jerome could have offered us a job. We would have worked with Jerome. It really doesn't matter. Whoever had the most money, because we had an end goal in mind. And for me, that end goal was just, it is beyond survival. It's living a life that we know is possible, even though we might be in the hood. So for me, the preparation was just listening to just the soundtrack of that time, just doing research and just reading about these different drug dealers and how these people were like living their lives, and seeing how I think we could bring a bit of funny to the show too, because Snowfall is pretty heavy, pretty dark, pretty male heavy also. and I think when we showed up, we kind of were the comic relief a little bit in season 4. And people got curious about it. So then it's like, okay, what can we do to make ourselves more interesting? And again, it goes back to, why am I doing this in the first place? And so for me, nothing, I didn't take, Black Diamond doesn't take anything too seriously. You can take it or leave it. Where's the next gig? You could tell me it's plumbing. We're going to be plumbing. Like, it doesn't matter what it is. So it was really a lot of fun. And of course, working with Damson and just the whole crew was just totally amazing, because everybody is just so committed to telling a good story.
It is. Snowfall it is riveting television, but like you said, it's also very dark. And I've always wondered, like, when you see your script and your demise is at hand, especially one that is as violent as what happened to Black Diamond, because even though she passed later, we see her get beat down. No spoiler alerts. This happened this happened a while ago, so we all know that she's not there. But what do you have? What mental state? What headspace do you have to get in to actually go in and act out that scene? That it's got to be triggering in some way, even if you've never experienced that type of violence, but just knowing what that end result is supposed to look like, that's got to be heavy for a day.
It was extremely heavy. And I got to give a shout out to Eamon, who plays Uncle Jerome. He is a consummate professional, so sensitive. I recently had fibroid surgery before that. And so I was still healing. And I'm like, hey, don't hold me here. Make sure you push there. And he's being so careful and cautious. But, is this moment where, for me as a character, as tough as Black Diamond want to be, at the end of the day, in that moment, as soon as the first blow hits, she's
Mhm.
thinking about her son. She's thinking
Oh.
about her life that's about to be gone. She's thinking about she would do anything to not be in that position. So
Mhm.
again, all the filters are gone, right? There's no bravado there at all. You're
Yeah.
just dealing with the woman who's getting brutally beaten to death.
Yeah.
Man, it
Yeah.
was really hard to watch at the premiere. Even Eamon's wife was like, "Are you okay?" Like,
Right.
it was an intense night filming and really hard to watch. But again, we told a good story, and it shook people to its core for sure.
Yeah. Absolutely. Well, we've enjoyed getting to know a little bit about Black Diamond and Mabel, but now, of course, I want to talk about the woman in front of us, this beautiful actress that has done so much and comes right from Atlanta, Tri-Cities High School graduate, no less. Tell us a little bit about, because I think people see, you obviously are doing your thing out here in Hollywood, booking so many amazing shows and doing so much. What was that process like? I think our viewers love to hear those stories, especially of women, women of color, and how we're able to overcome and actually achieve our dreams. It's a beautiful, journey of hope that somebody out there needs to hear right now. So what has your journey been like from being that kid that obviously had hopes and dreams of going on to pursue your dreams of acting or entertainment in some type, and now is able to be on two, award-winning television shows?
Oh, first of all, it is a dream come true, truly. It is something that I always envisioned. I knew there was always more that I was capable of, and I'm so grateful to be in this position. I'm grateful for schools like Tri-Cities High School. I'm grateful for my mentor, Freddie Hendricks, who changed my life from being in that school. I started performing professionally around Atlanta, Seven Sages Theater and Little Five Points, doing shows, and just honestly grinding. Look, y'all, working 2 or 3 jobs, to just put out my own albums, to do concerts at Apache Cafe. Like,
Hey.
anything to just get myself out there and just create and be an artist. Like, that was it. For me, my big break was in Stomp the Yard with Columbus Short. I had a scene with him, and I was so excited that I didn't get cut out of it. But it's been an emotional roller coaster. This is what my career has been.
Mm-hmm.
And it still is like this.
Mm-hmm.
Any artists watching, I think that's important to know. There are great high highs, and sometimes there are really low lows, but what has to stay is your faith, your unshakable, unwavering faith and belief in yourself and your higher powers, and knowing that you're meant for more. Staying in school, staying with getting coached. I mean, that's really what it took. In 2006, I booked The Lion King, and I got to do it on Broadway and national tours. But then after that, I came back to Atlanta and went back to my old day job. So I just never believed in being a broke actor, but I always believed in myself. And so I came here and I kept just working and getting better at my craft. And each gig that I got here in Atlanta, each gig got me to leverage getting management in LA finally years later. And this is the version of Christine that you're seeing now.
Yeah.
But it definitely came with sacrifice. With investing in myself, and that means money, time, and energy, sleepless nights, working my day job and my night job, which meant I had to audition on my lunch break or stay up late. Like, it took all of that. And I think now in this new era of TikTok and Instagram and what appears to be quick fame, I think people don't realize what it takes to sustain a successful career, because you can get something overnight, but can you sustain it? You can be an amazing singer, but can you do 8 shows a week on Broadway? That's a different level of acrobatics in your voice. So I'm grateful for Atlanta, because Atlanta welcomed me so many opportunities that I may not have gotten starting out in Hollywood. So it is forever home and just always a special place in my heart.
Well, I believe you have a place here again, right? So you're able to be a little bi-coastal. So you're getting that Atlanta flavor that, keeps you grounded. That's really cool. I've heard so many people go to LA or go to New York and they like, wait a minute, I lost that. I need to come back to Atlanta, get my feet in the ground here. So we definitely love having you back here. We'll share you with LA, but we love having you back in Atlanta. I want to welcome the chat. If you guys have any questions, for the beautiful Christine Horn, please make sure that you leave those in the chat before she's out of time. But I want to ask you, I love the fact that you said, I don't believe in being a broke actress, but I believe in myself, and you were able to invest in yourself. What is one of the things, or maybe a few of the things, that were able to keep you connected and keep you pushing forward? When you did have those discouraging moments where you're back at your job and you're thinking, wow, I just was at the top of the mountain. I mean, Broadway, The Lion King, it doesn't get much bigger than that. What are some of the things that you did personally that were able to kind of keep you focused and keep you connected to that dream?
Oh, great question. For me, personal development.
Mhm.
I dug deep, especially, and if you follow me on Instagram, I have a video pinned to the top of my page where I share my story of moving back to my mother's basement as a grown person and dealing with shame and all of that stuff. And then I was like, what can I do for me? How can I get better? And so I delved deep into personal development, Les Brown, Tony Robbins, Zig Ziglar, anybody who I could listen to. I studied the law of attraction and understand how powerful I am. That's why I started calling myself the booking magnet. People that I have a whole community and a conference built around it because that changed my life. So before I would go to my day job at 8 o'clock, that meant I had to wake up at 6 so I could pour into myself first, pay myself first, because I always knew I was meant for more, but I needed the tools. Literally, it's like putting on daily armor. Okay, before I go help these people, what am I going to do to help myself? And I still do that to this day. And I don't care what line of work you're in. I think you will never go wrong by investing in yourself, reading, journaling, meditating, getting to know yourself and listening to that still inner voice. It never steers you wrong.
Yeah, I love that. So the booking magnet, I did see that your publicist shared that with me as well. So being a booking magnet and working on these shows that are, like I said, trending and getting awards and getting so much attention, where do you find time for self-care where you're able to actually just take care of Christine? Not even so much the work and putting in, but just being able to relax, making sure your mental health stays in a great place. What do you do to kind of keep yourself leveled and balanced so that you don't become overwhelmed with all the characters, the roles, the business, everything that's thrown at you?
Yeah, I will be transparent in that. It's still a work in progress and I'm getting better at it every single day. That's a mantra I love to say. But for me, I love going to get a massage, taking long baths, reading, doing nothing, which has been a challenge for me. Just sitting on the couch, doing nothing, sitting with my dog, watching Netflix. Yesterday, for instance, I was playing with my plants, repotting my herbs and dicing up pickles and Scotch bonnet peppers to pickle. That was like my way to just detach and just give myself some time. And I think the older I'm getting, I'm seeing the true value in just being still and resting.
I too, sis, am learning how to do that. Doing nothing is difficult. I think especially for women of color, we're programmed to think that we have to always be doing something. But I did read that you're a pet lover. You have 2 dogs. And I also saw that you have 2 turtles.
I have 1 dog and 2 turtles. I have 1 very large dog.
Okay.
2 turtles.
The turtles. I assume they're very calming because they're very
They have a huge 75-gallon tank, so you hear the water all day. Sometimes I'll just stare at it and just take a moment to just stare at it and do nothing.
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice. So we have a question from Dolores White. She says, "Hi, Christine. Can you talk about how you're paying it forward by teaching others how to be Hollywood-bound actors and also booking magnets and the community that you have been able to form from that?"
Yes, I feel like this is somebody in my community. Well, I did create a community called Hollywood Bound Actors, and we have an Instagram page, a Facebook, a podcast, and basically I just teach what I know. I just am an open book to everyone there. I teach people how to get into the television and film industry, and I'm very transparent in the highs and the lows, and a lot of times I'll just give encouragement on just how to get through the day. So that's definitely a community that has been created. And then, of course, once a year, I do a conference called Booking Magnet Live. The next one is this summer, July 21st and 22nd in Atlanta at the Marriott at Emory. The first one was last year and it was amazing. And it's just a couple of days for actors 18 and up to just get together and be celebrated, to ask questions, to feel seen and heard and celebrated. So that's how I give back. I believe in lifting as I climb. I believe, again, there's enough for everybody. No one can take what's mine. I can't take what's yours. So why not, teach one and have a ripple effect that's positive on the entertainment industry and in the world.
Absolutely. I know that Rolling Out, we do a big conference every year titled Ride, and we also do some other ones titled Peace and Purpose. So it would be great to have you come and do a workshop. I think, I love the idea of people being open to helping to building as they climb with others, because it appears you're so busy that people usually wait until they're not so busy, right? To help others. But it's when you're busy that people are so, it's so impactful, because it's like, oh my God, she's doing this now and she's helping me. She's not waiting until later. She's helping me now. So that's a beautiful thing. I put in the chat Hollywood bound actors. I'm assuming people can go to Facebook and put that in and they can find the clip.
Yeah, it's really easy to find. So
Okay.
no matter where you are in the world, I believe being Hollywood bound is a state of mind, as long as you understand what Hollywood expects. Even as we film stuff in Atlanta or New York, it's still originating a lot of times in Hollywood. So it's important that you know what the level of standard is.
Absolutely. All right. Before we let you go, Christina, what is coming next for you? This booking magnet. What is next for the booking magnet? What is coming up that we can look forward to?
Well, I just got back from South Africa, spending 3 months in Johannesburg filming a brand new TV show called Classified. It's coming to Netflix Africa, and in the States, it'll be here on Amazon Freevee. Okay. So I'm excited. I'm the star of that show and playing a spy and doing all kinds of fun things without giving too much away. So that is definitely what's in the pipeline. So between that, we just finished filming that. And then, of course, my conference this summer. That's where I'm putting all my energy right now.
Awesome. Awesome. Is there any type of role that you haven't gotten to play yet that you would like to play? I'm assuming the side chick role was that one that you were just aspiring to. Right. Is there anything that you would like, if it's like a superhero or well, you've played kind of a gamut of roles, Black Diamond being the tough killer. It's a stripper, killer, nurse, chick. But any specific type of role that you that you're putting that you're journaling or you're putting out there that you want to attract?
Oh yes, what I'm manifesting next is a psychological thriller that may have some sci-fi tendencies. That is definitely what I'm putting out there. Nice. That I have not done yet. I've been in some sci-fi, but I have not had a chance to get myself deep into the sci-fi thriller. So
yeah, okay, well, we're believing that with you. We're our prayers with yours, and believing that's going to manifest. You have to come back and share Classified with us when it comes out, and definitely let us know how we can support the Hollywood Bound this summer.
Thank you so much. I appreciate you taking the time. And Rolling Out has been a part of my Atlanta journey for a long time. So to be able to be here and share my story with you means a lot. So thank you.
Absolutely. Well, we appreciate it. We love watching you. We don't want to watch you too much on BMF. We want Mabel to get her due and be on her way. But thank you so much for sharing. And thank you for sharing the gems that I know are definitely going to help someone that is listening to this, or someone that watches it later, or someone that's reading it later on Rolling Out. Thanks so much for being a part of our Rolling Out family, and we will see you soon.
Thank you. Bye, everybody.
Bye. All right. Thank you guys for hanging out with us a little early on a Monday night. We're coming right back. We actually are not on at 8, but at 9 p.m. Tune in for my conversation with Blake from Ready to Love. Trust me, you don't want to miss this. I will see you guys right back here at 9 p.m. Have a good one.